Genie and Cuckoo.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Jiniku TV, where we make learning animation simple, fun, and totally doable. That too step by step. If you're just joining us, this is part 2 of our Adobe Animate's beginner series, focused on the 12 principles of animation, which is the secret sauce behind every great animation that you have ever seen. We also recommend watching our previous videos in the beginner series for the foundation lessons. If you have been following our video series, welcome back and be excited to share a new lesson in this beginner series. Today we are diving into the very first animation principle, squash and stretch. But before that, let's do a quick run through of all the 12 animation principles. Here are the 12 principles of animation. Squash and stretch, anticipation, staging, straight ahead action and pose to pose, follow through and overlapping action, slow in and slow out, arc, secondary action, timing, exaggeration, solid drawing, and finally appeal. In this part 2 mini series, we will break down these 12 animation principles in a way that makes them easy to understand and even easier to apply using Adobe Animate. Squash and stretch. Squash and stretch is one of the most important animation principles. It helps us show how flexible or stiff something is based on the material it is made up of and how heavy it feels when it moves. In simple terms, it tells us whether a character or object is soft and squishy or firm and solid when it falls or moves on screen. Squash and stretch is exactly what it sounds like. Depending on the situation, you are either going to squash, that is compress, or stretch, that is pull the object or character. Now the amount of squash and stretch the object shows depends on how flexible it is and how heavy it feels. The key thing here is to know when to use it and when not to use it. Use squash and stretch when you want to show impact, like a ball hitting the ground, or add life and bounce to a character or objects. You can also use this principle to show speed, like a fast jump or fall, or to emphasize softness or flexibility like a jelly or a pillow. This animation principle comes really handy when you want to add personality to make your animation feel fun and expressive. There are times when you do not want to apply this principle. Avoid using squash and stretch when the object is hard like a rigid rock, metal box, or a wooden table. When the motion is very slow or subtle like a character standing still or slowly turning their head. Also, squash and stretch may not be the right option for you if you're aiming for realism and exaggeration would look out of place. In general, cartoon-style animation uses more squash and stretch to exaggerate movement and make actions feel more playful and expressive. Alright, let's put everything we have learned into action with a little help from our animation friend Mochi the cat.
Meow.
Picture this. Mochi is sitting on a study desk. She spots her favorite nap spot, the big, fluffy sofa across the room. And in classic cat fashion, she decides to jump. Now let's break down that jump using squash and stretch. Step 1. The squash before the jump. Before Mochi takes off, she crouches down, tail wiggling, legs bent. This is our first squash. Her body gets lower and wider. It shows preparation, weight, and tension building just before the leap. Step 2. The stretch mid-air. As she launches off the desk, Mochi's body stretches long and thin. Her back legs push off and her front legs reach forward. This is the stretch. It shows speed, direction, and momentum. It tells us that Mochi is in mid-air and moving fast. Step 3. The squash on landing. She lands softly on the sofa and you will notice a second squash. her body compresses as she hits the cushion, absorbing the impact. This shows that the sofa is soft and Mochi is light but flexible. And just like that, she curls up and starts napping. So in just one motion, a cat jumping, we use squash and stretch 3 times. Before the jump, that is squash for tension, in the air, stretch for speed, and when landing, squash for softness. This one principle made the movement look natural, expressive, and full of life. So here's your quick recap. Squash and stretch gives your animation life and realism. It helps show weight, material, and movement. And it is super easy to apply this principle in Adobe Animate using the free transform tool and simple keyframes. Try this out with your own character. It does not have to be a cat. A frog, a jelly bean, or even a superhero would work. The idea is to feel the weight, the flexibility, and the energy of the motion. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your fellow animator, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. Until then, keep animating, keep having fun. See you in the next one, only on Jinuku TV.